Hi there folks, welcome back to the channel. It's another day and we continue with the Bedford QL. Now if you didn't see the last video, link in description, we removed the sump and revealed a lot of antifreeze in the oil. This is never good to see. It looked rather pretty but not ideal. So today this old girl does give up some of her little secrets from the past. So let's take a look. Well, it's another day and it's time to start unbuttoning things to get the cylinder head off. I mean, in some respects we're nearly there with all the rocker gear off, etc. We need the inlet exhaust manifold off. Looking in there under that oil filter, I would say that exhaust gasket, it was blowing there. Anyway, so yeah, we need to remove the oil canister, the manifold, the crankcase ventilation. Let me come around the other side. So yeah, we need this off. We also need the tappet chest there, which as you can see runs all the way down the side of the engine. So that means we need the distributor out. Yeah, pretty straightforward to be honest. And then we'll unbolt the head and bring that out forwards. So I did a little bit of looking underneath of the engine, and I did find a telltale sign of how the coolant was getting into the sump. Let me show you. So, a view from underneath. Yeah, that's a bit grim. Anyway, cylinder number 5. If I just get on my tiptoes. If you look at the left hand side of the piston skirt, you'll see it looks rather blue. Well, that's antifreeze. So, number 5. Cylinder has obviously got the issue. I mean, don't get me wrong, some more might have, but that one's quite obvious. So yes, we'll get this head removed and find out why. There you go folks, a little bit of its history. Anyway, let's get back up top. So it's looking like number 5 could be the issue. There's obvious antifreeze coming down the cylinder there. However, it could be other cylinders not happy as well. So next up I need to, well on this side, hang on, just let me try and balance myself. We need to take the distributor out, ignition coil off, crankcase ventilation elbow there, that needs to come off, which will allow us to take, there's a cover there under the spark plugs. We have to remove that. We need to remove this oil feed pipe. We also need to remove the oil filter, the inlet stroke exhaust manifold, and then we should be able to unbolt the cylinder head and remove it. Yeah, what could possibly go wrong? So I want to start unbolting things and unclipping things, and I'll bring you back when I've made some progress. So just remove the fuel pipe off the fuel pump, and yeah, that petrol does smell interesting. When these will last off, going by the blue Hylamar, I'm going to say the 90s maybe. Blue Hylamar being quite popular, but as you can see, things just undo. That's nice. Focus. See, wants to let go. So, get that off. And I'll then get the distributor removed, ignition coil, and then this cover down the side. And then I think I'll lubricate that side and just let it sit while the morning. Well, got the mini bolts out of the tappet chest cover. You can extract that. It literally is just a piece of tin, folks. Let's have a look on the back. What horrors do we have? Carbon and a bit of rust. Well, I'm sure it'll clean up. Yeah, bit to clean up down there, folks. But that's why we are here. So let's continue. So I was just having a little look at the situation. For one, how long has that piece of gasket been there? I don't know if it's a cover gasket off here which has been fudged up with the blue stuff. But yeah, slightly more of concern, folks. In one of the earlier videos, I don't know if I filmed it or not, but one of the push rods is a little bit bent. And that are part of that cam follower. Yeah, that's not good, folks. In fact, oh dear. Yeah, well, we've definitely got an issue there that needs looking at. So, with the oil pipe there, that one, with that removed, that's pretty much it from this side. And what I shall do is lubricate anything that might snap. Leave it to soak overnight, and in the morning we shall strip that side off. But yeah, that isn't good. And that's me falling on the floor. Well, that's everything off that side, which is revealed. I'll say more bad news, but I did wonder about that cam follower after seeing the bent push rod. Carburetor is disconnected now. Oil filter out the way. So next up, I'm just going to give all the manifold bolts a squirt with the trusty GT85, hashtag still no sponsor, and also the exhaust downpipe. And then tomorrow we're going to get the manifold off, undo the head bolts and lift the head. So, view from above. I've undone and removed the vacuum pipe for the brakes. Had a copper washer at the top but not at the bottom. So again, a vacuum leak. Right. So yeah, basically all these bolts, I'm just going to have a spray around, a bit of lubrication. Same with the downpipe. And yes, we're using the trusty GT85, hashtag still no sponsor. We've used this on Bristol Hercules engines, Rolls-Royce Merlin engines at the museum, and we even used it on a Halifax bomber. But alas, no sponsorship. So let's put it to the test one more time. To be fair, everything has come undone pretty easy. It does have to be said. Right. Yes. I shall go below and do the downpipe, and then I think we'll call it a wrap. Well, it's the next day. The GT85 has done what it needed to do, and all the manifold bolts came undone in quite a happy way. We did have one little issue, which I'll put you over to Adi in the past and he can show you what he found. So, a little bit of Adi in the past. The soaking of all the bolts definitely worked. The nuts on the downpipe came off like they were put on yesterday. All these manifold bolts are undoing. However, I have noticed, you can see it there folks, there's actually a crack in that manifold. Just there, you can see that. So, a chunk of manifold may fall when I remove the unit completely. Oh well, these things are sent to triers. Anyway, back to Adi in the future. So, as you can see, manifold removed. All that remains now is to actually take the head bolts out. So yeah, I need to go in the pit and retrieve the small tab that had cracked off that. But I'm sure we can sort that out. So I shall get the head bolts out and I will bring you back folks. Well, as you can see, manifolds off, everything off we needed from that side, and all the head bolts are now removed. So, a bombshell. It's the moment of truth. Time to lift the head off folks. Well, yeah, she's going to want a bit of persuading, I think. That sounds like she's wanting to stay in place. So, a bit awkward to set the camera up, so I'm going to give it a beating and I'll bring you back. Well, I've managed to lift the head so the gasket has parted company. So now it's time to simply remove. Well, the head is off. Just had somebody call at the workshop, so I've just asked them to give us a lift with it. Let's get up top and have a look inside the cylinders. Well, here we are. Just trying to do a bit of a balancing act here. So, number 6, number 5. That looks like a bit of antifreeze to me. Number 4. Number 3. 2 and 1. Yeah, not sure what that is. Now that you've got a water passage just there. So there's the gasket gone just there. We'll have to have a look at the head. Well, that's the first look at the cylinders. Let's have a look at the head. Well, here we have the cylinder head. Rather an interesting combustion chamber design. See the spark plug tucked in there. the exhaust valve, the inlet valve. Now, I've already spotted the issue, folks. It was number 5 that showed signs of water, but I'm afraid that's the culprit right there. We've got a crack, folks. I'll clean up the surface, see if we've got any more, but yeah, that is not what we wanted to see. The crack was sat above this area, and if you look on the side of the bar there, just there, I wonder if that's where water has literally been weeping into the cylinder, because it was that one that I could see antifreeze from underneath. But I suspect number 6 might have been joining in with that. Seems to be a lot of very strange. So I still need to pull the gasket off and inspect the deck. And we also need to clean this surface up, but to be fair, yeah, just seeing that crack kind of does confirm it's no good. Whether there's any more, yeah. Let's just take a closer look at that. One moment. Yeah, thought so. Focus. There we go. So there's another crack there, which is kind of the opposite of that one. Not good. Well, I've spoken to the owner, and yeah, I'm sure we'll come up with some kind of solution to this problem. Well, I will be honest, feeling a bit disappointed. Can we just wonder if we could lift the gasket off. I'm going to have to get a scraper. They're not lifted anywhere. There she flies. Pop that over there. Yes, it's looking very black between those two cylinders, which is the area where the crack in the head is sat. Again, we need to clean the surface up. Hopefully the block itself is good. However, until we clean it up, we won't know for sure. And on that bombshell, that might be the end of the video, folks. Well, folks, it would seem I have opened a can of worms. lots of little things, plus obviously the cracks in the cylinder head. Yeah, bit of a swerve ball there, but I'll be honest, kind of expected at this age. So anyway, there's going to be a bit of a break from this series while we come up with the solution, but I will keep you informed. So on that bombshell, folks, thanks for watching, liking and subscribing. Catch you on the next one.